Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, of course, this is now officially, Easter? So happy Easter to those of you that celebrate. If you celebrate, as it's called, some people call it Resurrection Day. But what are we going to be celebrating today? Well, days like this usually call for either a lot of, what are the cute little animals? Baby chicks. But in our case here, it's going to be rabbits. So what exactly are we going to be playing with involving rabbits today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into right now and show you exactly what we're going to be talking with today. So, join me today, of course, in the Brawl format for another fun deck here. This one's going to be another jank one. Actually, it's going to be playing with a creature that usually I'm not fond of playing against, but today, for the holiday, we have to, of course, play it at least once. So, welcome to Baylen the Haymaker, and, of course, his army of heir apparents on, of course, Bunny Day. So that's the game plan for today, everyone. Throwing out all these heir apparents using Baylen and just trying to go super crazy and nuts with them. So, for those of you that don't know and how this works, we'll go over the stats of the deck very briefly. We'll cover the deck as a whole, and then we'll play as many matches as we can on the budget version of this deck here in the Brawl format. About halfway through the stream, we'll then upgrade the deck to show you, if you do like what we play, how you can take it to the next level if you're willing to invest a little bit more into it. So, starting of course with the stats of the deck, long-time viewers just don't know how I do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, Bunny Day, as you can see right here, is going to be primarily a, what's the cover combination? Oh yeah, it's Naya. So that means it's going to be white, red, and green. Primarily, it's a white deck just splashing for the other two colors. We'll be rocking 41 creatures in the deck. We have 5 instants, 6 sorceries, 6 artifacts, 4 enchantments, and 38 lands. Whew, okay. So, for those that haven't seen this before, Baylen the Haymaker is going to be our rabbit leader for this deck today. It's a rabbit warrior legendary creature 4/3 that gives us some really cool abilities. One, you can either tap 2 untapped tokens you control to add 1 mana of any color, great for fixing, or you can tap 3 untapped tokens you control to draw a card. But of course, the most important one that helps us get to our victory, tap 4 untapped tokens you control, giving 3 +1/+1 counters on Baylen, and it gains trample until end of turn. So our big rabbit here can start getting super crazy huge and smash their way through to victory. Oh, and Noobish Foolish, happy Easter, of course, to you. Sorry, I just saw that right now, but thanks again for that. Appreciate you being here today. Now, as far as how we can get a bunch of tokens to take advantage of Baylen here, that's why we're going to be going with Heir Apparent. On the one hand, you can of course notice that Baylen here doesn't require you to actually have rabbits per se, but because Heir Apparent, just works so well with making so many tokens, it works just great for our deck today. And that's of course what we're going to be doing. Still got to deal with that cough, everyone. Okay. Chronic cough aside. Sneaky Toilet, hey yo, what's cooking? Good looking. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us today. I don't know if you do celebrate, but again, happy Bunny Day / Easter, Resurrection Day, however you want to celebrate it. Have a wonderful Sunday wherever you are and whatever you want to celebrate. You're just in time for us to start seeing we can do a little bit of a bunny beatdown with our nice little rabbits here. So let's go ahead, let's get this out of the way first. So Heir Apparent, 35 of these in the deck. I know, absolutely ridiculous, but this is how it's going to work. So if you've been living under a rock and you have no idea how this card works, Heir Apparent here is our Rabbit Noble. When this creature enters, you create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control named Heir Apparent. A deck can have, of course, any number of these rabbits in hand. So as the game progresses, we'll just start making a giant army of rabbits here that hopefully can then take advantage of Baylen, whether we need to draw cards, pump them up, or just do a bunch of other ridiculous shenanigans with them. Even if we don't have Baylen out, the Heir Apparents usually overwhelm your opponent before they have a chance to do anything. But we still need a little bit of support around the Heir Apparent plan if we really want to take advantage of this, and again, just avoid getting hosed by certain gimmicky decks out there. So, Sneaky Toilet, I too enjoy egging little kids. Well, we're going to be doing a lot of that today, so we'll be definitely having a lot of fun there. So, in order to make sure the Heir Apparent plan goes off, we do have a little bit of light support to make sure we can take care of what we want. So, starting off in the 1-drop slot, we have a Johnny's Welcome. Whenever a creature we control enters, you gain 1 life. So this helps us stabilize as we keep making all of our rabbits appear, and hopefully, even if our opponent gets a big beatdown plan going, we can sponge the hits until we have enough rabbits to then smash our way to victory. We'll utilize, of course, Hinterland Sanctifier as another little rabbit here that provides for us support. Anytime another creature we control enters, you gain 1 life. Requisition Rate is going to be used for artifact enchantment hate, or this can be very devastating if it actually resolves. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control. So this can pump up all of our rabbits to make them even bigger. Although we make a bunch of little 2/2s and 1/1s, they become extremely tough to deal with if they start getting even a little bit of pump along the way. To make sure we can start winning, of course, some of our fights, we will also utilize here Great Train Heist, a card that I don't really get a chance to use, but I'm actually looking forward to hopefully having this go off today. Great Train Heist here is an instant speed spree card that allows us to either untap all creatures we control, giving us another combat phase, or you can give all of your creatures +1/+0 in first strike so we can push through damage, or choose target opponent. Whenever a creature we control deals combat damage, we can make a bunch of treasure tokens to hopefully keep ramping. So we have a bunch of different ways we can take advantage of this card. Rabbit Battery here, so another equipment rabbit, so you can equip this actually to Baylen here to make him instantly hasty if you just wanted to start smashing your way to victory. In the 2-drop slot, we have a little bit more removal here with Case the Gateway Express. When this enters, we deal 1 point of damage to a specific creature based on how many creatures we control. If we do manage to solve the case, gives all of our creatures +1/+0, so more pump and power for the deck. Valley Quest Caller here is a Rabbit Warrior. Whenever one or more other rabbits, bats, birds, or mice we control enter, we get scry one to help fix our draws. And then, of course, gives all of our rabbits an extra +1/+1 pump. Warren Elder here gives all of our creatures another +1/+1 pump until end of turn, although it's only temporary, still works great for the deck. Now, of course, if we end up getting a gummed up board, we'll utilize here Impact Tremors. Whenever another creature we control enters, deal 1 point of damage to each opponent, so great for our deck. Return the Favor here, since we don't really have a way of protecting ourselves against certain types of counter spells and whatnot. Return the Favor can be great here to either copy an instant sorcery or activated ability, so this can be great for us to have ourselves go off, or we can redirect the target of an ability or spell to another single target. So if, say, like we got to deal with spot removal or whatever, we can redirect this back to our opponent. So this can be a really gnarly card. I'm going to start encouraging other players out there in red, start using these redirect cards. They're highly underrated right now in Brawl, and a lot of them can really kind of mess with opponents and turn the tide in your favor. We do need a little bit of ramp in the deck, so we're going to utilize this always our standbys, so Newfound Adventure, Into the North, Shared Roots. All of these, of course, dig out lands for us to help us keep going. Song of Freyalise is also another really cool card for us. Granted, it will take 3 turns to get all the value, but for the first 2 turns, gives all of your creatures the ability to become mana dorks, and with how wide our deck goes, that means we can really, really go off with this. By the time you get to part 3, if it works out, gives all of your creatures a +1/+1 counter pump, giving them all Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn, so it's a great finisher. Beauregard Mentor here will get bigger and bigger based upon how many creatures we control, so this Rabbit Soldier will also get a lot of big pump and can push through damage because he also has Trample built in. Arcane Signet for ramping, of course, and we are a multicolored deck, so we need to, of course, have this as a staple. Swiftfoot Boots gets put onto Baylen to make sure he is protected. Now, if we can run into situations where we also get blown up a lot, we can utilize here Rally the Ancestors, and I'll bring it up now, Raise the Past. Both of these will help you bring back your creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Raise the Past specifically gives all of your creatures with mana value 2 or less back to the battlefield, which is perfect for how our deck works. All of our Heir Apparents are mana value 2. Rally the Answers does the same thing, does it at instant speed, so this could also be a nice little way to start doing a lot of good damage here. Daniel 1099GDH. Hoi, hello my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. You're just in the middle of us explaining our quick little deck, and don't worry, we'll be getting ready with the gameplay in just a moment. Now going over to the 3-drop slot real quick, we also need some other protection, so we throw in Make a Stand, giving all of our creatures indestructible until end of turn, and a nice little +1/+0 pump. Bottle Get Recovery allows us to reuse one of our cards from our graveyard, or it can also be a tap land in a pinch. Chomping Changeling here, it's an honorary rabbit for our day today, so it's a shapeshifter changeling, but however he counts as a rabbit. When he enters, you can destroy an artifact or enchantment. Dark Steel Plate is going to be added in to make one of our creatures indestructible, so put this, of course, on Baylen to make him basically unstoppable with this and the boots. We'll throw in Heraldic Banner and Patchwork Banner. Since mostly all of our rabbits are, well, with the exception of Rabbit Battery, all of our rabbits are primarily white, so this means that with Heraldic Banner gives all of our creatures an extra +1/+1 pump, and also it's a good mana rock, along with Patchwork Banner, which of course we name Rabbit, giving us even more pump beyond what we have. And then finally, our last one is going to be Rabbit Response. Gives all of your creatures +2/+1 until end of turn. If you control a rabbit, scry 2. So that's where we go, basically, everybody. A lot of spells to help us make sure our rabbits can get big. We can start pinging away if we need to. Or, again, we can just bring everything back if our opponent does not have any other options for us. Now, for a deck like this, we do want to make sure we, of course, can get a little bit more out of our mana base here. So it is still a budget one, but it still works really well with what we're doing. 18 plains, 4 mountains, 4 forests. We'll throw in some dual taps. So, of course, these may look a little slow, but with the way our we can start digging out certain lands, this should help us, again, speed up things just the same. Highland Forest, Wooded Ridgeline, Alpine Meadow, Sacred Peaks, Arctic Treeline, Radiant Grove. And then as far as our fetches are going, Sheltering Landscape, Cabaret Courtyard, and we'll throw in some non-basic land heat, as always, our staples, Volatile Vault, Demolition Field, Command Tower is always a staple for multicolored decks. And finally, because we don't want to get blocked, Rogue's Passage makes one of our creatures unblockable, which of course has to be Baylen himself. And that is the whole deck for you. Can Bunny Day here celebrate this special holiday and get us some victories? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's take this, of course, into the Brawl format. Let's play some matches and let's see how well the deck can do. Whew! I'm so hyped for this one, guys. This one, again, basically, unlike last week's gimmick with rats, this one should be a much more better gimmick, a much more fun one for us. Okay. If you are interested in how the deck runs, again, if you do want to play it yourself, do not worry. Of course, I will link a link in the details below when the stream is over if you guys actually want to try this out for yourself, or maybe if you want to tweak it yourself to make it more in your style. But otherwise, let's see if we can get this going. So we got Bollock Recovery, Song of Freyalise is great. Heir Apparents are already in hand, and we have Baylen, of course, ready to go once we can start making tokens. Although our deck doesn't look like it runs much card draw, which it kind of doesn't, we kind of have to rely on Baylen for that. So that's, again, where one of the linchpins is for the deck. But we'll see. See how well this plan goes. Got another Heir Apparent, so of course we got plenty to roll with here. We'll play with one Heir Apparent. Nice. All right, and we're playing against Alayla, so it's going to be fairies versus rabbits. All right, who will win today? We'll see. Put down our next one there. So it's tempting to put down Baylen now, but we want to build up our rabbits first. On the next turn, if we can grab at least one more land, then we should be able to get Song of Freyalise, and that should be able to allow us to then get everything going nice and easy. Flooded Strand. Opponent cracks. Gambling time? It is gambling time. Not sure if this plan is going to work out, but we'll try. Okay, we got the Rally of the Ancestors, which is nice for later on. Might be a little clunky here, but I think we might have to do this now. Song of Freyalise. So it gives all of our tokens the ability to go off here. This is where now we can get really crazy. Here come the rabbits, everyone. Hopping away. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Key to the Archive. Not my favorite alchemy card. Well, actually, no card that's an alchemy card is my favorite. But they are going to start developing their mana. They got a reprieve they just tossed away. Okay. So, this next turn here. Alright, gives all of our rabbits the ability to do their thing. So, Plains. Nice. Baylen coming in. Opponents. Okay, cool. And then we'll throw on our last Heir Apparent. So, last one. Big and wide. So, we technically have enough where we can actually beat down our opponent on this turn coming up here. For now, though, we'll just tap with these, and then we'll just go from there. All right, down to 14 opponents. You have one turn to stop us. Day of Judgment. No surprise there. Okay, so before this goes off, we need to draw some cards. At least we can refuel here. So, of course, with a deck like this, you have to assume your opponent's going to try to wrath you. Okay, so I think we'll actually keep the rest open. So here's how we do this. We can actually get by real quick with this. Okay, so Baylen and the others die. That's unfortunate. Let's go from there. So the Song of Freyalise does not allow us to do anything else, but that's okay. We will have a way to get around this. So let's see. First off, we'll play... How do I want to do this here? Okay. We'll play Baylen first. It may look a little weird, but I'm trying to bait out our opponent with counter spells, just like we did right there. Okay. All right. That's fine, opponents. But if we can burn them out of all their counter spells so they tap out, that'll help us out a ton here. They gain life. That's fine. Mystic Forge. Okay. So there we go. So that's what we wanted. Opponent playing all their cards. So that means that Rally the Ancestors should be able to help us go off here once we actually can untap. Play the Heir Apparent. Rebuild. We're just trying to put stuff down so we can hopefully... Maybe we can get our opponent to just dump their hand. They have one card left. Okay, there we go. Thoughtcast. So they draw two more. Okay. Let's see. Will this work? Okay. They pay one life. Okay, Heraldic Banner. That's not too bad. Does their opponent have anything else? Okay, they don't. So white. Okay. Swing in here. Even if they kill our creatures, so be it. Raise and bar. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we do lose our creatures there. Yes. Of course. It's okay, everyone. It's all part of the plan. We gotta trust the plan here. Down to 15. So here, we do have a really heavily stocked graveyard. All we just need to do is just find a way to make sure that they can tap. Okay, they got the One Ring. So, if they put the One Ring down now, that means we'll just recast Heraldic Banner. And they do. Okay. Okay, One Ring does its thing. Alright, Alayla doing its thing, trying to regain their life. That's fine. We're expecting this. Lantern revealing. Okay. Opponent still trying to do its thing. Is that it, opponents? Okay, it's basically just mana rocks in their hand. A lot of mana rocks. Okay. So timing now is going to be very important here. Okay. Is that it, opponents? Are we done? Okay. So we got to deal with the One Ring. Rallying, of course, this time around won't do much. They hit us down to 23. They've managed to find a way to fight back, but that's okay. It's okay. Got to trust the plan, everyone. Okay. Rabbit Battery. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3. Okay. Nothing yet. Okay. I'm just going to let our opponent try to go off here. But if we can get all of our rabbits on this next turn, we should be good to go. I just want to see how greedy our opponent will be here. If I'm guessing, our opponent is going to try to do what they can to make sure they can stop us. But that means it's going to be artifacts after artifacts. It's going to be a lot of... Well, it's a lot of fairies. That's okay. Just got to make sure they tap out. That's all we want. Tap out, opponents. Okay. On the other hand, they only have one card in hand, so maybe we'll get this here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Rally the Ancestors. Return each creature card with a mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You exile those creatures at the beginning of your next upkeep. Okay. So, wait. Wait. Do I cast this now and I end up losing everything? Is that how it works? Hold on. I mean, wait. Okay. Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. Okay, they conjure up a spell using their spell book. They're digging for more cards. Yeah. I realize now maybe I didn't do this right. Because the Rally the Ancestors does help us, but not quite how I was expecting it. Because, I mean, we get all these rabbits. We lose all the other ones. Rapid Battery also comes into... Yeah, they have flyers, though. Okay. That's fine. Okay. It's okay. I realize now, like, we needed something else to actually stop them, which would have been the Impact Tremors, but we didn't get that, so we'll just take our L now, so it's all good, everyone. It's all good. Just the first game. First game. Unstop 0OX06X. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us today. What game is this? This is a game called Magic the Gathering, but specifically what you're watching online here is Magic the Gathering Arena. In other words, it's a digital version of the trading card game that's been around for over 30 years. So, good question on that. Okay. We'll try this again, everyone. We'll try this again. We'll make this work. I swear we will make this work. So, Heir Apparents. Heir Apparents aplenty. We'll still use Baylen. If we can get to that third land, we should be good to go with this. Ooh. We got the Impact Tremors. Okay, so that's good. Now, if we could just get at least one red source, then we're in business. Even if we don't get a chance to attack, the Impact Tremors alone will do a ton against our opponents. Okay, opponents. What you got? You're playing Omnath, Locus of Rage. So this is the classic old school, I know I don't want to say old school, but it is old school because it's been around for like years. Oh, there we go. We got the mountain. Okay, now we got our impact tremors ready to go. Okay, so even if we don't even swing, our Heir Apparents should do enough damage where we could just ping out our opponent. But yeah, Omnath here, very expensive, but it can provide a lot of power once it starts doing its thing. But it is 7 mana, so he's an expensive creature. Okay. Opponents, what you got? Opponents? You there? Hello? Opponents? You there? Tumbleweed going by because they were taking a while there. But okay. Okay, they're back. They're back. Okay. So, player forest. Looks like our opponent is missing their land drops. So, on the one hand, I do feel kind of bad for our opponent because that means we're probably going to just steamroll them here very quickly. If they don't get another land, then that pretty much sure they're going to instant scoop. So that pretty much gives us a free win. If they don't scoop, then we're just going to go off with a bunch of rabbits. Okay, opponent, what you going to do? Okay, they actually do have a land drop. Birds of Paradise. All right, we're not giving up. More power to them for that. I'll give them that. Heir Apparents. Here come the tokens. Pinging away. Free swing. You there still, opponents? Okay. Maybe. Yes. No. Maybe. Opponents. Okay. Well, they're there. A little slow, but that's okay. Still kicking. We could do... Well, we don't need Baylen for this one. I'm pretty sure we can just get away with our Heir Apparents as our huge damage dealers. 3 mana open. Shared Roots. Okay. They're still trying to ramp. Again, I commend them for that. Daniel trying to tell me right now with points to hydrate. I do need to hydrate at some point, so I probably am going to need to look over at that water bottle next to me. I'll be sure to do that, by the way. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay. Getting back to this. Heir Apparent number 3. Alright. More ping and a bound. So probably by the next turn we have our victory. Because at this point, unless our opponent can blow away our whole board, they will get destroyed here by the Impact Tremors and the Heir Apparent plan. Noobishly Foolish. When you have Doozy's hands and your opponent goes AFK. Yep. Oh, they got a Vortex. I mean, I will commend our opponent. They haven't instant scooped yet, so they are trying. And they are making some big creatures now. But is that fast enough? Most likely not, because we could just run them over next turn. Okay, alright, we got our last planes we need. So basically this should be game ending right here. I'm sorry, opponents. I commend you for trying to stick around, but the pings alone put you in a spot where we can easily just strike. And the aggro plan, ping plan, goes off. Alright, good game, opponents. I know it wasn't really much of a game, but hey, sometimes it happens. Okay, so does our opponent just let us get the free swing in? Do they try to block with Vortex? Nope. Free damage. Easy. No problem for us there. Alright, alright. First win of the day, everyone. Heir Apparent still got what it takes to get some easy wins here. Toilet. Easy peasy. Yes, it is. Feel good about that one. That was good. So again, just as a reminder with this deck actually is kind of expensive in paper because Heir Apparents go for, I think they go for like $6, $7 a copy. That's too much for a common. But that tends to be the trend with any cards that allow you to have as many copies as you want in a deck. On the other hand, this is definitely a deck that I would recommend if you want to play with something ultra budget here in Arena, because extra copies of Heir Apparent don't even cost you any more wild cards. Get the 4 you need, and basically the rest are just free and infinite. That's actually kind of nice. Okay, so from here, our opponent is playing with Ashling Rekindled. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be some kind of, is it elemental? Spelementals? Okay, we'll find out in a moment here. Get the planes, and we'll get going there. Stingray, 2911, YouTube on PlayStation. I played that game. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon, and how you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us here. All right, so play one Heir Apparent. They got the Flame Braider, so they are going to try ramping pretty quick here. You have played this game. Okay. All right, here comes Ashling Rekindled. Do they... All right. They throw away... Wait, what card is this? I forget some of these cards. Matzlau Lanti, the Great Door. I probably butchered that. Okay, opponent is swinging. No blocks. I'll let them keep their ramp. Because also I'm pretty sure they have something else in hand. Their hand lit up, so there you go. That's the Monstrous Rage. Gonna try to keep our Heir Apparents. Another mountain. So let's see how we do this. We'll then shelter. Get the Heir Apparents. We will then sacrifice this instantly to fix for our source we need. So that's going to be a forest. All right. No attacks, of course. Okay. Do they flip? They do. Okay. They're trying to build up their mana. Yeah. It's going to be is it. But we'll see. We can go far wider than they can. So that is the advantage our deck will have. Do we slow them down now? I'll take the chance of just taking the hits. Down to 17. We do have other ways of trying to get through this plan. So, first off, get the Farseek. So we'll just get our tap duels for now. Let's get the Arctic Tree Line. It's another white source. Heir Apparent. Make some tokens. No attacks yet. So next turn, Requisition Raid is going to have to blow up that Quarry Steel Cutter. We can't have that go off too fast. A similar one, you say. Okay. Was it another trading card game online? Or was it Magic the Gathering online? Or maybe you play something else like, what is it, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? Hearthstone? Ooh. Bonehead Dracosaur. Okay. That's a scary card, but not impossible to get around. So let's see. We'll play our Into the North. So we'll get out one of our Snowlands. We'll get out... What do we want to get out? Get the Alpine Meadow. We need to make sure we have white sources. And for this, we will pump for now. We will... Hold on. Alright. So for that, destroy artifact, +1/+1 counters. Quarry Steel Cutter goes bye-bye. Nice. All of our rabbits are now much bigger. But we still can't attack just yet. Oh, they got the Ristic Study. Alright, opponent is not playing fair per se, but that's okay. We do have ways of still getting around that. Not even their Hullbreaker Horror can bounce away all of our rabbits. Okay, opponent, what will you do? Ristic Study comes in. Now, I kind of wish we actually kept the Requisition Rate a little bit longer. That's the Collar. Alright. Swinging with a Dracosaur, I'm guessing? Maybe? They do. They swing. Alright. Well, at least we're getting all of our Heir Apparent, so we will go wide here no matter what. Decline. As our opponent gets some free cards. No, we do not pay the 1. Heir Apparent again. No, do not pay the 1. Let them get their stupid cards. Ristic Study, everybody. Literally just free card draw. Now, if we were playing a multi-deck, then... If we were playing in multiplayer, I could totally understand then, and that'd make more sense to actually have someone else blow it up. Okay, so let's see. Let's get their card draw. We are still going wide, though. Very wide. Okay, another card. Okay, Heir Apparents again. So now we have tons of our rabbits. We will swing with all of them. Might as well put the pressure on our opponent now. We will lose a couple of tokens here, but that's not a huge deal for us. The biggest deal we want right now is we want to just be able to start pushing out damage. Ooh, they got it into a Flood Maw. Alright, they spent 1. We actually don't even mind that because that means I can recast it and get more rabbits. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Blocking. Down to 16. We are at 12, so we also are running the risk of ourselves also getting blown out here. So we will need to be careful. Okay. Opponents. What else you got? What are they going to do here? Oh. Ooh. Ugh. They put away all of our stuff. We go down to 4. But we can always, of course, rebuild more rabbits. So don't think you've got us now, opponents. Alright, this time around, though, we'll pay. We still get a lot of tokens off of that. And we'll get even more tokens, even though we have to pay the 1. Ugh. Okay. Well, at least we have enough rabbits. But the downside I realized was Dracosaur also is a flying creature. So that means we lose. Dang it. Alright. Fine, you get the free win, opponents. Okay. It's okay, everyone. Not going to be mad about that. It is what it is. We'll get them next time. Don't worry. At the very least, you do know that the deck does, of course, have its gimmick going off a lot easier than, say, our rat colony deck we did from last weekend. Yep. Lots of bunnies, but don't worry. We'll get our bunny beatdown plan again going very soon. Don't worry. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. So let's see. As we're loading up our next game, I do have a question for everyone. If you do celebrate today, for those of you that did you do anything special? Easter egg hunts? Anything, you know, rabbit related? Did you do anything with your family or friends? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, let's see. All right, so a Farseek would be nice if we only had a green source. So we're going to have to wait a bit for that. Heir Apparents abound. That's nice. So we're a little clunky with this hand because we don't have the right mana, but that's okay. Okay, so we did get a mountain, so I guess that helps out a little bit. But we do need a green source. One green source, and then we can then go off. Our opponent, however, is playing the Gitrog, Ravenous Ride, so looks like they're going to be trying to ride some frogs here. Okay. Another Heir Apparent. So get the first one down. Opponent, do you have an answer? Smuggler Surprise. Okay, so they mill. What will they dig out? Okay, so they got a bounce land and a forest. No rabbits yet, but they are coming. Honest Rusty. Okay. That makes all their creatures cheaper. Will that be a problem for us? Okay, Arid Archway, they bounce away. No swings, of course. Next Heir Apparent coming down. Alright, so here come the rabbits. First swing. Daniel found some egg around the house, and by around my house, and I mean the kitchen and living room. Okay, so you did a little Easter egg hunt? Well, that's cute. It's been a while since I've actually done an Easter egg hunt. I used to do it, of course, you know, when you're younger and you have when you have family around. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, so doing the Easter egg hunting was a thing way back when I was younger. Okay, so Gitrog, they sacrifice, draw some cards. Okay. We get a lot of lands down. Loom Tender. Okay. Opponent is trying to go off here, but we will go off ourselves. Let's get our Heir Apparent number 3 down. Now he really can come the tokens. There we go. Now they're growing. Swing here with our rabbits. Just get to keep applying pressure here. Down to 18. If we could just get down a source here, Baylen might have a chance to come in. Unless if they have Wraths. So looks like it's going to be the day of dealing with Wraths, everyone. Okay. So Gitrog comes in. Recasted. He comes in. Hits the invasion, so they flip it. Okay. That means they get Marchesa out of it. Actually, I have not seen anybody flip that, so, interesting. Heir Apparent, once again. We're not giving up. Gotta rebuild our rabbits. Okay. They draw some cards. Daniel, have you played Pokemon TCG Live or Pocket? I have, actually. I played Pocket for like about a month, and then kind of was like, I'm kind of over it. Nothing wrong with Pocket. It's just like, I don't know. I guess I kind of got bored of it pretty quick. It's kind of like when I played for Pokemon Go a while ago. Oh, all right. Looks like our opponent here. Okay, so this is pretty bad. We have to block here, but we're not going to be able to survive the hit. Even if we block here, we go down to 8. We lose our creature. They lose their creature. They draw a ton of cards. Jeez. Ugh. Another deck does get a chance to do stuff, and they put down a ton of lands. Okay. Yeah. Looks like they managed to outdo us here, everyone. Okay, we got another Heir Apparent, but that's just not enough. We'll play it still. I can play the boots. But that's game. Alright, so another loss to us. Wow. Why is it when we play rabbits, we lose, but when other people play rabbits against us, they always end up just steamrolling us? Come on. I feel like that's a little bit of a, I guess you could say, conspiracy. But in all seriousness, though, yeah, it's okay. Bad matchups, everyone. Bad matchups. Not a big deal. That is variance, of course, for the game. So we're just going to let that slide. We'll just shake it off, and we'll try again. Okay. Fun fact, actually, Daniel, I actually do collect, or at least I used to collect Pokemon TCG cards, like actual paper packs and boosters. The only unfortunate part is in recent times, it's been so hard to actually collect any product. So I kind of had to make a decision where I'm like, okay, do I still try to hunt for Pokemon cards or just stick to Magic? I do love all of the trading card games because I do have packs that I own and I do buy stuff from, like, I actually have Yu-Gi-Oh!, I have Lorcana, Pokemon TCG, and of course Magic. So I do a little bit of everything. I just can't afford all of it. So mostly it's just like 99% Magic at this point. And also because it's very hard for me to find product from other places. All right. Hinterland Sanctifier. So this time around, at least we have some life gain to help us stabilize. So that should be good. And we also have the Impact Tremors as well. So for now, Plains. Let's get our first Heir Apparent down. All right. Gain some life. Hit our opponent down to 24. Okay, so depending on what they do here, they're playing Lathiel Unicorn. Okay. Trying to use the power of unicorns. Okay, well, that's cute. I have never seen actually a unicorn deck before, so we'll see. Maybe that's actually a good thing. But for now, case the Gateway Express. I'm sorry, opponents. That unicorn can't survive. So we got rid of that. Get a swing here. Down to 21. Okay. So we stopped that before it started gaining life and getting power. Okay. So from here, we could put down the Radiant Grove, put down another Heir Apparent, or I guess we could put down the Impact Tremors. We got time. If they're playing unicorns, I can't imagine they have anything super duper tough. Okay. Let's see what our opponent tries to do here. Okay. So while our opponent also is trying to contemplate life, now that you brought that up, Daniel, and I will ask it to everyone else out there, does anybody else play any other TCGs? Anything else? Whether it's in paper or online? Do you have a favorite TCG, or do you play anything else beyond Magic the Gathering? Let me know again what other games you do play, other trading card games you play besides Magic, everyone. I would love to hear from you on what kind of other stuff you collect or play. In the meantime, opponent is still trying to set themselves up here. That's fine. Let's see. I guess we'll keep the Ball Again Recovery for now. Heir Apparents. All right, Impact Tremors doing work again. Ping, ping, and ping. Heir Apparent number 3. Gain that life, but we also ping out our opponent. All right, we're getting there. Down to 10. Okay. So, looking good here. We're making our progress. And our opponent has had enough. All right, we got another easy win there for us. No problem. Oh, and we also got a sub there. So Vane Cardoso subscribed. Thanks you again for that subscription over on YouTube, my fire friend. And thanks again for joining us today. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Okay, so another win under our belt there. That's good. Let's see. All right. Getting our wins for today. Make sure to always do your dailies, kids. At least get 4 wins each day if you're playing Magic Arena, so you have enough gold to hopefully be able to pop at least 1 pack a day. Not 1 booster pack, by the way. Not anything else. I'm not implying anything. Daniel, I'm playing against a Mega Electros EX deck. Oh, okay. It's been a little while since I've caught up with cards, so you'll have to forgive me for not maybe knowing everything off the top of my head. Especially because my brain right now is so full of Magic stuff that, honestly, it's kind of been hard for me to kind of keep up with the other TCGs. Are you playing on Pocket or another place, Daniel? Out of curiosity. Heir Apparent, number 1. The first of many. We have a Rally the Ancestors, so this time around I kind of know what we need to do to survive with this. Okay, so with Rally the Ancestors, this will be great once we start pinging away. Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Okay, so... Interesting. Playing Campbell, so that means we do take damage from non-creature spells. We'll see if that actually hurts us. Rogue's Passage. Heir Apparent. Number 2. Start making our rabbits. Okay, so, opponents. Are they playing some shrine? Okay, Campbell's coming in. No surprise there. We got the Rabbit Battery, which is nice. Okay, we got the Warren Elder. No attacks now, because they have enough toughness where they can sponge hits. But, hopefully we can get there soon. We need Baylen out for probably this one. Veto. Okay. Northern Air Temple. Huh. This is a very interesting deck. We're playing some stuff that I was not expecting, but okay. The opponent for me had left. Oh, okay. Well, free win there, I guess. Am I right? Okay, we're going to get our aggro swings in now. Might as well start doing the damage while we can. Okay, opponent blocking. Maybe? They're looking at Warren Elder's ability, so they kind of figured out now that, oh, maybe we should block. Okay, so for here, we activate our ability, give all of our rabbits a little bit of pump, down to 16. Okay, not too bad so far, but we still need way more rabbits. Opponent's got a spicy deck. They're playing with Campbell here, which usually means that they would play something that locks down the board. On the other hand, they're playing also a bunch of shrines, which kind of supplement their plan. It's actually an interesting one. I kind of like it, though. Okay, so from here, still no attacks. They are going wider now than us. Ooh, Black Market Connections. Okay. A very interesting build for Campbell here. Okay, if we can get at least 1 green source... Yeah, we're just getting white. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not bad. That's not quite what we want. Okay. We'll still keep swinging. We have to keep applying pressure. If we slow down too much, we will get overrun by our opponent. Okay, opponent. Blocking. And blocking. And blocking. Okay. Blocking again. More blocks. Okay. So. Activate here. We'll do it that way. Alright. All of the tokens are out of the way. They go down to 8. We do lose a lot of rabbits out of that, but that's okay. Okay, so they make a ton of mana from their black market. Elish North. No. I think that locks us out. Alright, so for there, I'm just going to concede. Elish Nord cannot be beat because of its ability there, so we'll just take our L now. Okay. It's fine, everyone. I was honestly not expecting Elish Nord to suppress our plan, but it is what it is. For now, let's play one more on the budget, and then we will upgrade to the non-budget one after this game. So no matter what happens right here, we'll skip this one more try. We'll give this one more shot, everyone, and then we'll upgrade to the much more stronger version. Okay. I like their name here. So their actual screen name is Alchemy is Fun and Fair. I don't know if that means our opponent actually does like alchemy cards or they're just being very ironic, but okay. And they're playing a 5-color Ashling deck. We actually played an Ashling deck a couple weeks ago before Ninja Turtles came out, so check that out if you haven't already done so, everyone. It actually is an extremely silly deck if it goes off. But for now, okay. So we'll play Radiant Grove to start. Tap land. Alright, let's see. What will our opponent throw at us? If they're playing 5-color, that means they are going to probably be a little ways away before they can start really providing serious damage to us. The good news, however, is we have at least fixed mana for what we need. Arcane Signet, okay. Got another mountain, so we'll put down first our plains. Play a Johnny's welcome. So now we can life gain and drain. First ping, first life gain, okay. 24 to 26. Not too bad. Okay, what will you have, opponent? Baylen needs a bunch of tokens before we can actually get some real good stuff out of it. So we'll see. A 5-color deck usually means they have a pile. It's probably going to be a lot of elementals anyway because of how it runs. So I don't expect them to have too much removal, at least not in traditional form. Okay, they don't shock themselves, that's fine. Play the plains. Play our first of many heir apparents. Okay, the life gain and drain does begin. Alright, not too bad so far. We're at 28 and they're at 22. Okay. Okay, and also trying to get me to stretch here. Okay, don't worry, I will be stretching in just a second here as soon as I can get this turn off. Playing Nissa. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that felt better. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, Arid Mesa. So our opponent is sacking that. I'm going to get out either a mountain or plains. Probably going to be a shock land. That means Nissa goes off. Okay, so they got Shadowy Backstreet. They surveil. Do they toss anything into the yard? Okay, they do. Brokos. Okay, from Ikoria. Haven't seen that in a while. Opponents also have Ashling in hand. Anything else, opponents? Maybe? Three mana open, everybody. With the Arcane Signets. 2 floating. So they do play Ashling Rekindled. Okay. Okay. Do they discard and draw? What you got, opponents? Okay, they do discards. What do they discard here? Okay, Sculpting Steel. Okay, so they were going to try to use that to maybe either steal something we had or make a copy of something else. Okay, anything else, opponents? All right, nothing yet. Okay, Song of Freyleys. That's actually pretty good for us. So I guess we'll just do that now. All right. That means Baylen comes in for free. Pretty practically. We'll let that go. Gain that life. No attacks yet. So if we could just make some actual tokens here, Baylen can go off very quickly. Anything here, opponent? We have technically enough where we can redirect something if they get something at us. Choose new targets for the copy. Okay. Okay, so do they have spot removal? Okay, so they're going to start doing their evoke shenanigans. We're going to redirect that. So we'll take a copy of that. Okay, so there we go. Heir Apparent. And what do we want here? I guess. Take that. All right. So we did that so we can steal at least one Heir Apparent out of our deck. Also because we were going to get filtered there with lands. Okay, sorry. Should be good there. So thank you, opponent, for that ability. They are tapped out now, so that does give us a little bit of time. Their Evoke goes off again. So that means they get another free copy to get more free cards. It's okay, though. We're just trying to see if we can build up everything we need. Okay, so... do they swing with their mascot? Okay, still going off here with their plan. Opponents, Sylvan Tutor. All right, they're still trying. Still trying. So while we're waiting for our opponent to kind of, again, just finish their turn here, another question I have for you guys. If... let's see, I was going to ask. So, what school, based upon what we've seen so far for Strixhaven, are you interested the most in playing with first? Okay, so we got there. Okay, so we got all the lands in the world. All the mana we need. Start getting our pings going again, so more pings. Nice. Ping, ping, ping. Gain the life back. Okay, and then from here, Baylen. We need to start drawing cards. So let's draw cards there. All right. Oh, we got another Heir Apparent. There we go. Now we're talking. This is what we want. Okay, now we can have the deck actually go off here. There we go. Okay. So then from here, tap more tokens. Okay, got Burrow Guard Mentor. Well, not another token producer. This still becomes a really big creature here, so still get some good value there. And then... okay, we'll keep the other land because I don't want our opponent to think we're completely out of options. Okay, so no attacks yet. But a Burrow Guard Mentor as a 12-12 was definitely nothing to ignore. Okay, so from here, opponents, what else you got? They still have a full hand. They still got a full hand. What do you do, opponents? They transform? Nope, no transformations. So from here, Judy, aka Sakashima, comes in as another copy of Ashling, but the legend rule does not apply to us. That means they get 2 copies of Ashling, which sounds absolutely horrible, but okay. We got to just see if we can sponge at least a hit here. Song of Freyalise, thankfully, does give us at least a little bit of pump on the next turn, if we can survive this next turn. There are 4 cards in hand. Oh, wait, I forgot they have the Sunderflock. Okay. So Sunderflock means that... okay. That means they're going to bounce away everything we have. Dang. I mean, we played Sunderflock, so we already know that this card is devastating against non-elemental decks. It's literally just a Cyclonic Rift for elemental decks. Oh. Hulkbusters. Wait, no. Hulk... no. It's... Burster Storm. That's a mouthful. Okay, words are hard, everyone. Words are hard. Okay. So, for reasons... okay, they want to just blow us out there. Alright. Alright, opponents. I mean, we can tap for mana, but that doesn't do anything. So, we lose everything, and they beat us. Because even if I try to redeploy now, that's not going to be enough to stop them. Dang it. Ooh, wait. Hold up. Down to 1? We're not dead, apparently. Huh. But that means they still make copies of them, right? Okay. So, huh. We don't get any value from there, unfortunately. Okay. So, are we dead? I mean, I could try here with Heir Apparents. Down to 11. Okay. I mean, we'll come close, but it looks like we will just miss it by just a smidge here. Heir Apparents again. I mean, we tried here, everybody. Down to 6, but that's not enough. Okay, we tried to close the gap, but that Sunderflock is devastating. So, we'll take another L there. It's a shame. But okay, everyone. We tried the gimmick as long as we can, but let's see if we can give the gimmick a little bit more love. So, what if we take the time to upgrade this and make this even stronger for our Bunny Day event. So for here, for the next version of the deck, we're going to do what we can to try to see if we can make this a much more stronger build overall. So with this version here, we're going to do everything we can to give our heir apparents a little bit more oomph into their plan. That means we will have to trim down on a handful of them just to make room for much more stronger creatures that'll help us again get our plan off. So, so for the upgraded version of heir apparent, trying to keep to the plan, we're going to try to give them a little bit more love with cards like Pollen Shield here, giving creature tokens +1/+1. Its ability allows us to get +X on a creature, where X is the number of creatures we control, so this can be great for sponging out one hit or pumping up our entire plan. Regal Bunny Corn here gives power and toughness equal to the number of non-land permanents we control, so this will get bigger and bigger. We'll throw in for more power here. We'll have, what is it also? We have Phineas Ace Archer here, Rabbit Archer, with Vigilance and Reach. When he attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature we control that's a rabbit. And if we have power total 10 or greater, we can draw a card off of him. So it does feel like it's a little bit more work for it, but it still works pretty well for how our deck works. We're going to upgrade from the boots to Lightning Greaves because the equip ability is free, so that's what we want. We'll throw in Claim Jumper here, so it's a Rabbit Mercenary from Thunder Junction. 3/3 Vigilance. When it enters, if an opponent has more lands than you, we could dig out another Plains card and put it onto the battlefield. If an opponent controls more lands still, we could repeat this process again. So this allows us to, again, just do some catch-up ramping with some extra Plains. Keep in mind the Plains, as you see here, don't actually have to be basics, so they can actually be other non-basic Plains. So that's actually good for us. We've run into several times where we got blown out by aggro, so we're going to throw in Teferi's Protection to help us out, and giving all of our stuff the ability to just take out avoid damage by getting everything phased, and also our life total cannot change, at least for one turn. So that's kind of like our emergency panic button. We'll throw in Descendant's Path here. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of our library. If it's a creature card that shares that creature type with our creatures, we can play that card for free. So this could be a great way for us to make sure we can get all of our rabbits going. We'll throw in Realm Walker here. So it's an honorary rabbit based on its ability, which means that we can, of course, choose rabbits, and we can look at the top card of our library at any time and cast creature spells of that chosen type, which is rabbits, from the top of our library to keep churning through our deck. Impact Drummers is fun, but it does need a little bit of extra help. So we're going to throw in War Leader's Call, which is a much more upgraded version. Gives our creatures, of course, the ability to get +1/+1 and still pings them out the exact same as Impact Tremors. Other upgrades in the 4-drops out here, we'll throw in War and War Leader here. So this is a Rabbit Knight. It has Offspring as well, so we can actually make another copy of it if we want to. When we attack with this, we can actually create a 1/1 Rabbit creature token that's tapped and attacking, or give all of our creatures an extra +1/+1 pump until end of turn. Parallel Lives goes insanely good with our deck. If an effect would create tokens, we could basically get to double up those tokens on the spot. So if we can get this down fast enough, this can make all of our heir apparents go absolutely wild with token shenanigans. And then finally, Season of the Burrow, which actually goes really well flavor-wise with the deck. So Season of the Burrow is 5 mana. It's a sorcery, so you get to pick 5 paws worth of modes. And then from that, 1 paw means you get to create a rabbit. 2 paws means you can exile a non-land permanent, and its controller draws a card. 3 paws means that we can bring back a permanent card from our graveyard with a mana value of 3 or less and put an indestructible counter on it. So this can be great for us to kind of just refill our whole game plan. As far as the other upgrades, so of course, will be all in the mana base. So that means we're going to throw an Abandoned Air Temple. This land allows us to put counters on everything we have, which is nice. We're going to trim down to 10 plains, 2 mountains, 4 forests to add room for Castle Embereth for, again, temporary pump. Besagio, of course, for non-basic land hate, and of course, Arvax Enchantment hate. And all the rare lands we can muster up that goes great with the deck. So Commercial District, Stomping Grounds, Elegant Parlor, Sacred Foundry, Lush Portico, Temple Garden, Jetmir's Garden, and we'll throw in all the real fetch lands like Arid Mesa, Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath. Caverner's Souls makes any one of our singular rabbits uncounterable when we cast it. We'll throw in Fountain Port because we have tons of tokens, so we can take advantage of that in card draw. We'll throw in Starting Town, of course, for fixing. And finally, 3 Tree City is our final upgrade because we have a lot of rabbits, so this can help us generate a ton of mana for the deck. And that is the upgraded version of Bunny Day, everyone. So maybe the upgraded version will help us, of course, get our wins. So let's now take this into, again, Brawl, and let's play this for the remainder of the stream. Stinky Toilet, you must add Elspeth. Oh, that's right. We gotta throw in Elspeth. Hold on. Pause. I think we actually already have Raise the Past. That was in the actual budget version, but we can throw in Elspeth for sure. That, of course, helps us go super crazy. All right, so hold on. I forget that Elspeth also helps us go wild here. Stormslayer is also a must for the deck, so that'll help us, of course, go off. What do we cut, though? I guess we're going to have to cut maybe one more Heir Apparent for that. So then we go down to 26. Okay. I think we're good now. We got everything we need. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's try this now. Let's try to see if Bunny Day can be celebrated with our army of rabbits. Okay. So as we're loading up our game here, everybody, again, we've made it to the halfway point now. And if you already are enjoying the content, if you like what you are watching, show some love. And if you haven't done so already, like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the content across any of our live streams of X, Instagram, Twitch, or YouTube. Your support will help keep this channel going. So thanks again for being here today, everyone. We do appreciate all of you. Otherwise, let's see. All right, so our opponent is going to be playing with Elias Ilkor. We played this card a handful of times already, so it's got to be a lot of life gain and drain shenanigans. We'll have this enter tapped, so we don't need it to actually do anything just yet, but the command tower will be great for fixing. All right, we're playing Sorin first. Beauregard Mentor will be great for later. First of many Heir Apparents. Can't make any bunnies yet. Okay. Swamp. Bastard Remembrance. Okay. Okay, life gain and drain shenanigans are going to be happening. Do they swing? They do. They don't have on them... Okay. Huh. They pull back. I mean, that's fine. Okay, make our tokens. No attacks yet. So that means Song of Freyalise might be good next turn. Okay, Alendra. Okay, opponent is going to try to keep going here with tokens. Oh, okay. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, Hinterland Sanctifier is great. So Volatile Faults. How do we want to do this here? I think Song of Freyalise should come in first. Gives all our tokens the ability to start doing their tapping shenanigans. Nice. Make some tokens here. We will then play Case of the Gateway Express. Take out Sorin. He's gone. Too bad. And then finally... Okay, that puts counters on stuff. Hinterland Sanctifier. Okay, so now we are set up for a good turn here. Beauregard Mentor comes in. It's a big bunny for us. And we have Baylen here to start generating for us a lot of card draw. Hopefully. Elias Ilkor coming in. All right, so life gain and drain and shenanigans are coming. Alendra here gets bigger every time a creature dies. Okay. Okay, so they do Diabolic Intent. So they are digging out specifically any card. I'm guessing it's got to be a Wrath. Okay. If they get a Wrath going, that will be painful for us. And that's something that I will, of course, mention with this deck. Of course, anything that wraths the board will make us feel very sad. We can rebuild, so that's not the problem. I just wish I knew what they had. Okay, okay, we got another Heir Apparent, which is good. So all of our rabbits get turned on here. Baylen. Gain that life. Let's see, we will... White and white. Heir Apparent's coming in. Okay, make those tokens. Gain that life. We will... how do we do this here? Tap these 3 tokens to draw a card. Okay, nice. We're getting the Heir Apparent good plan going, so we will... Oh, opponents! They actually gave up before we actually got to go off there? All right, well, I will take that, so yay! We were about to start going off there, so even just with a couple of these cards, man, Song of Freyalise really helps us, of course, just churn through our deck a lot faster by just drawing cards. Okay, not too bad. Free win there. I'll take it. All right, get our 4 wins for the day, and everything else at this point is going to be just a bonus. But okay, looking good. Let's see. Let's see if we can now try to maybe rally together and try to get now a couple of more wins out of this. Okay, let's do this. Locking it in again for another victory. Okay, so they're playing with Aerith here, Last Ancient. So that's the commander version of Aerith? I don't remember, so okay. If you gain life this turn, return a creature card from the graveyard to our turn. If you gain 7 or more life, okay. Lots of life gain and reanimation shenanigans. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. So we got the Elspeth in hand, so that's gonna be great for us. Windswept Heath, we'll keep that there. Okay, so for this, Authority of the Consuls. So that's gonna be annoying, but we can find ways around that, so that's not the worst. But Authority of the Consuls at the start here is gonna be painful. Let's see, what do we want? I think we'll need a white source, so let's get out that Lush Portico first. We need to find our enchantment hate. That's going to be key to getting rid of that Authority of the Consuls. Otherwise, our heir apparents will literally give them everything they want. Oh, talk about a hoser card. Soul Warden, okay. Lots of life gain. Lots of life gain. We're not going to give up now. Heir apparent. Okay, so this does mean we will be giving them a lot of life back. Okay, 3 Tree City can now start doing stuff, which will be nice once we can get that going. Okay, so that means we tap this, make 3 mana. That comes out to 4. Forest cycling. So they throw away their T-Rexar to get a forest. Which forest are we getting, opponents? Okay, Lush Portico as well. Okay. We go to 23. Okay, we got another forest, which is good. Rogue's Passage. Well, we can't raise the pass now. That doesn't really help us. But I guess we just do some damage here. 23. So, next turn, Elspeth might be what we need here to start just doing our thing. Soldier tokens don't really mesh with the rabbits, but that's fine. All we're just trying to do now is just quickly build up an army that's bigger than what they can do with Aerith. Okay, so they get back their T-Rex there. Okay. Mountain. Okay, so here we go. We can also blow up Aerith if we need to. So I think actually blow her up. So she's gone. Okay, off the field. That's good. For now, just swing with 1 token. I know, it sounds actually kind of silly to do it that way, but just want to at least kind of make sure that I can keep putting pressure on our opponents. It's, let's see. All right, Lush Portico tapped. So that means at least Aerith is out for a turn. I'm about to do something absolutely hilarious right now. So, with 3 Tree City, Season of the Burrow, we can make a ton of stuff here. So, Esper Origins, okay. So I think we have a way of getting to our victory here. We'll get rid of Authority of the Consuls with Season of the Burrow, and we'll make a ton of tokens. Okay. Curious Farm Animals. That's cute. Play the Forest. We don't want to give them any more life, so let's see. How do we do this here? Okay, so I think exile non-land permanent. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Actually, hold on. Exile non-land permanent. Make a rabbit. That's gone. Make a ton of tokens. Nice. Soul Warden will gain them a ton of life, but we can deal with that. And then we can only do the sorcery speed. Okay, so from there, make some soldier tokens. They're untapped at least, so that does help us out a bit there. Hair raising. Big 13-13 bunny. Okay. Big swing here. Obviously, they're going to block that heir apparent. Down to 37. Didn't help us out that much, but at least we got it out of the way. But what will help us out here is going to be the Pollen Shield here once that comes down. And Elspeth here will get everything super duper big. Okay, Angelic Guardian. That's kind of cute. Ooh, it's actually like a basic... It's one of the basic cards you get when you play Arena for free. So it's like a free rare. Okay, Pollen Shield here. There we go. All right. We will pump up all of our creatures. Now they're big flying rabbits. Okay, opponents. Go to 20. We will... How do we want to do this here? So, swing here. Might as well do it now. They're blocking the tokens. That's fair. All right, chopping it back down to 12. All right, not too bad. Baylen. Yes, they gain life off of that. So they will have flying for a little bit. We will lose Elspeth on this turn based on how this looked, but we had to close the gap quick with our tokens. And thanks to Paul and Shield Hair, we have everything we need. They can swing here if they want to, but at least the Shield Hair for this turn was gonna block, but our opponent realizes they were about to lose. Yeah! All right, we got the win again. Flying rabbits, everybody. Thank you, Elspeth. And also thank you for Sneaky Toilet for reminding me to put that card in. As you saw right there, literally that card came in clutch. If it weren't for that card, we probably would have lost that game. But okay. So shout out to you, my man. Thanks for that. All right. We also got a free rare out of that, too. All right. We're looking good. We're looking good. Okay. So, continuing on. So, question again for everyone. Do you have a favorite of the different schools from Strixhaven? Are you a Quandrix or a Silverquill? Was it Prismari? I can't remember right now. Lorehold. And what was the other one? Witherbloom. Okay. So do you have a favorite of the schools that you enjoy? Are you going to play a deck around one of the schools that the next set will be focusing on? Let me know, everyone. I would love to hear from you about what you would like to do. All right, so we got tons of lands, which is good. That'll help us, of course, build up what we need. We will start with a Volatile Vault. Heir Apparent. The first of many. Our opponent is going to be playing with Krang, so it's going to be artifacts and blue. All right, so Affinity Shenanigans coming. Okay, so if we can just start getting down things here. Commercial District. Okay, we got the Teferi's Protection. That might come in handy later on. Lightning Greaves. Down to 23. So we're going to hold off for a second here because I want Elspeth to come down. If we can get Elspeth down, then Heir Apparents will go bananas. Simulacrum Synthesizer. Ooh, okay. Noobishly Foolish. Silverquill, followed by Witherbloom. Okay, okay. I'm assuming you have a bit of an affinity for black because both the schools do have black. I will say, though, that Silverquill, I like what they're doing this time around. It feels like they're not going full-on typical black shenanigans. It's mostly going to be a lot of pump and stuff that kind of messes with your things. So I kind of like what that does. Okay. Weathermaker. All right. So they're going to try to start ramping here quick. They are going to make a bunch of big constructs. So we also need to start making big plays here in a second. But okay, good to know. Foundry Inspector, all right. Cheapens their artifacts. They're going to start refueling pretty fast here if we're not careful, so come on, deck. I need that 5th land drop to come in today. Lush Portico. So we got her fixed. Burrow Guard Mentor, not quite what we need, but I'll put that down for now. All right. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do this now then. So, Heir Apparents. I wanted to go off with Elspeth, but I think we're just going to have to wait for a smidge here. Might as well just start making them a thing. No attacks yet, and we'll wait. Noobish Foolish. Yep. I play Orzhov and Jund. Okay. So yeah, so black is kind of like your core monocolored affinity you have. We'll see how it goes this time around. We already have, again, some ideas of what I want to do with all of the schools. Because I do enjoy making fun theme decks around things like that. So we're definitely going to be doing deck techs around each of the schools at least once. And maybe we'll do some other fun stuff, mixing and matching them a little bit later on once we get to the end of the month and once the set drops. Okay, opponent is making some big constructs here. But the good news is we do have ways of getting around that once we can start going off. As long as they don't have trample, we have a shot of surviving. We'll see. All right. 2 big swings here. Ooh, okay. We have to sponge some hits. Not ideal, but it's okay. As long as we keep drawing Heir Apparents, we have a shot. Heir Apparent, number 4. Keep making those tokens. I guess we'll blow up the Inventor's Fair now. So we get back a treasure. So we have to be careful when to pop that. Okay, but at least now we prevented our opponent from using Inventor's Fair against us. Okay. Secluded Starforge. The Celestis. Alright. They got that night and day cycle, which I will say right now is also one of the worst mechanics they've implemented. I get why they tried to do it for when we went back to Innistrad, but man, this whole mechanic here, this one right here is just such a frustrating thing to keep track of. But otherwise, scramblings aside, Crane comes in. They draw some cards off of that. They refuel their hand completely. Elspeth would be great here if we could just get her down. But right now it's been kind of tough. Hunter is going off. Ugh. Not looking too good here. We're not making our rabbits fast enough to keep up with their constructs. And that means we will have to start blocking them. Okay. Still coming. Still getting bigger. Big swing here. Oh dear. So we have no choice here. We have to literally block with all of our tokens again. Okay. So our little rabbits are getting blown up here. We're at 19. Next turn, if we don't keep up, we will be dying here. So I mean, we can... Okay. Teferi's Protection helps us survive a turn, but that's still not enough. Like, if I was to put down the Storm Slayer, we don't have a way of... Ugh, this is actually a really, really bad spot. Even if I could play the Teferi's Protection for a turn, that just delays the inevitable. We don't have enough to actually get in both things, or do we? Okay, so I bring in Elspeth. That creates for us 2 tokens. But we can only... Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't see us finding a way out of this. We needed a way to kind of create a couple more tokens just to survive a little bit longer. But it looks like we're probably going to be dead in a turn or so. We'll try. We'll try one more time. King Dawn, yo, hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us today. Okay, all right, we're going to just do Teferi's Protection now. I don't want to, but that's our only hope right now of surviving. You're all right? Okay, well, that's good to know. Needlessly foolish. Tracking day and night is just awful. It is the worst mechanic. I totally agree. I get what they were trying to do with it, but they needed to tweak it just a little bit more because right now, even if you don't use it, it's weird. The rules are you have to keep night and day running, even if, say, the card that uses night and day is gone. I mean, most tables kind of just ignore that, but at the same time, if you happen to throw in, maybe you recast it or you have another night and day card, then it gets really, really clunky to do this. So yeah, I avoid all these cards. It's a shame too because I like the werewolf stuff, but not enough to keep track of night and day. Okay, we pretty much have one turn here to survive. Most likely we will not. So we got the plains. We could bring in Elspeth, but that's not enough. Even with Elspeth here, we can then make some tokens to survive one hit. But that's not enough. Okay. What are we playing? We're playing... Well, technically it's not... Well, okay. What we're playing is technically Brawl, which is, I guess you could say, Arena's version of 1v1 Commander. Sort of. But I know the rulings are still a little bit of the same. But yes, Needlessly Foolish is correct. There is still the rumor that maybe someday, I don't know how they're going to do it, considering sometimes Arena does have its hiccups, but maybe someday in the future, if they ever do Commander, we'll definitely start doing decks that are going to be more focused on Commander as a whole. But I don't know when, if and when that's ever going to happen. Supposedly, it is in the works. But then again, if this client sometimes has clunky issues with just 1v1, and we'll take our L here. I still think that trying to... Eesh. No, that just wasn't even close there. Wow, we took a really gnarly hit. That's a shame. But yeah, maybe someday we'll get Commander. Like proper free-for-all 4-player Commander. Someday. Someday. What's the ban list? That's a good question right now. If we're talking about Brawl, I don't remember off the top of my head. I probably would have to go through the deck list, or at least figure out like from what cards are blurred out if I was to pull up Brawl. I kind of wish there was an easy way to filter that, but there's not really an easy way. But there are a couple of cards that are not allowed in Brawl, if I can just think off the top of my head right now. As for standard, I mean, sometimes we do have some standard stuff, but for today we wanted to have something fun with heir apparents. You know, being Easter, Bunny Day, all that kind of jazz. All right, so let's see here. We'll play. We don't have a basis, so we'll just play Abandoned Air Temple now. So at least we have a white source. Land of War Elves. All right, 3 Tree City. That's cute. We'll play Starting Town first. Heir Apparent, the first of many. Chu Lane is going to be our opponent's rocking. It's been a while since I've seen Chu Lane, so we'll see. Can they go off with a bunch of card draw here? I guess we'll find out. Don't worry. I know we can get a couple more wins before the stream is over today. I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get some more victories. Okay, Birds of Paradise, so they're just getting their ramp on. Ooh, Parallel Lives is going to be hilarious when it can go off. For now, though, on Rabbits, we will just get our Heir Apparents going. So this will help us get 3 Tree City going in a little bit. We swing. Down to 22. Maybe make the first attack. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe Parallel Lives next turn. Okay, here comes Tulane. Patchwork Banner's not too bad either. Let's get the Parallel Lives in now. No attacks now, but if we can at least get one more Heir Apparent, we're going to go super crazy right now. Come on, deck. Show me the love of giving me another Heir Apparent. A Heir Apparent right here will be absolutely hilarious. Okay, Delighted Halfling. All right. Opponent's getting all the card draw. Kingdom. My deck's semi-stuck in the current standards. It's all I got. Got a Discord? We do have a Discord, which I do remind everyone right now. Once we're done with the stream, all details for this live stream will be located, of course, in that. So check that out. We do have a Discord if you do want to join that. And, of course, if you do want to show a little bit of extra support, again, not a requirement, but we also have a section for our paid subscribers, both here and on Patreon, for bonus content that we'll be throwing up when we can. But don't worry, again, I'll put up the link for the live for everything once we're done here in just a little bit. So thanks to everyone for that. All right, Patchwork Banner. So we're going to try to get this going here. Opponents, don't do this to me. No, of course they did that. But at least we get some tokens out of the deal. King Dom, of course, is now following us officially. So thanks again for that. Appreciate that follow, my fire friend. What I don't appreciate, though, is our opponent counter-spelling our Patchwork Banner. Okay, that's fine. I guess I would rather have that countered than the Parallel Lives, so technically we can still go off with Parallel Lives. Oh, here we go. Okay, now we're going to have some fun here. Okay, so first things first. Heir Apparent. I'm pretty sure our opponent does not have any more stuff here. Okay, there we go. Now here comes our tokens. So I think we'll get Phineas in. This probably should be the turn we get him going. We're going to save the Heir Apparent for when we can get Baylen in. Oh, Hullbreaker Horror. Oh, opponents. Okay. We're going to start bouncing things. For now, though, I guess we'll swing with the 2 birds. Get some little damage here. But even if they have a Hullbreaker Horror, well, they can keep bouncing stuff back and forth. That shouldn't bounce everything we have, right? Okay, so they bounce away our tokens. Okay, Kinnan, not my favorite card, as the Final Fantasy version. I will say, though, well, I appreciate that they put in more reprints from the bonus sheet. Sometimes seeing the CG art against some of the Magic art here does feel a little clunky, a little awkward, if you will. Okay, well, I'm going to just use Hullbreaker Horror as like a pseudo Wrath here, because now they're going to start bouncing away everything. Okay. Oh, if the Discord thing doesn't pop up noobishly foolish, when I reset my computer, some of my settings kind of got borked, so it might not pop up if you use the thing. I do need to fix that at some point. Just note to myself. Okay, Birchning. All right. Opponent's going to do everything they can to bounce away everything. Come on, deck. I just need them to not bounce everything. If we can just keep at least a couple tokens, maybe we can slow them down. But they're also going to try to go off here. Huh. I'm surprised they actually haven't tried to bounce away the tokens or the parallel lives. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, not fond of Hullbreaker Horror. But if we can at least maybe slow them down here. Phineas, okay, goes bye-bye. Okay. Are we done, opponents? They have to bounce back a land for that. Okay. So that means everything has... Wait, what is it? Targeted with spell, they get the counter. Okay. Okay, here come the Scoot Swarms. Are we done, opponents? Lotus Cobra. Okay, that's the final card. Oh, okay, so they're going to bounce away the parallel lives, aren't they? Yes. But, I mean, we can still redeploy. We technically still can. Our opponent would just stop casting cards. Okay, is that enough? Please, no more. Oh, Hullbreaker Horror. What a card. Okay, they swing. We will obviously not block. We need to keep these rabbits alive. Because with that in 3-Tree City, we do have a way to redeploy. If our opponent would stop. Ah! Stop playing cards, opponents! Ugh. Okay. Okay. Gonna try not to get super tilted here. So how do we do this here? I want us to get that parallel lives, but also at the same time, I need enough mana to actually do stuff here. So, let's see. Get the whites. Parallel lives. Oh, we don't have enough, do we? No! Okay, I'm just going to concede. Because with the Hullbreaker Horde out, if we don't have a way to get rid of it, we're just going to keep dealing with this, and they're stupid bouncing. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. You know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with my loss music. Okay, not dealing with that. Sorry. Card tilts me so much. Every time I play against it, our opponent, of course, goes off and just bounces away everything. So we're just going to breathe in. Move on to the next game. It's fine. Usually foolish. If we ever get a commander on MTG, yes, I'll be on 24/7. You are hilarious. Maybe it might happen in the future. Maybe. Just maybe. We'll see. Okay. So for now, though, new opponent's going to be Tatyova. All right. Oh, and they already play Mystical Tutor? Well, that's nice. They got the Cultivate already. So, play Balagadra Sanctuary. We just want to make sure we can start fixing correctly here. Hinterland Sanctifier. That's cute. Play our Heir Apparent. See if we can start getting those tokens going. Tatyova here is definitely a pretty solid card even at a budget level. Card is worth next to nothing, but it can be a powerful spell. Okay, got the Heir Apparents coming now. So for now, let's get down that Ajani's Welcome. Nice. We'll get down our second Heir Apparent. Start gaining some life, so we can at least sponge some hits. Down to 23, we're at 27. Alright, opponents. What you got? Command Tower. Okay, they're just slow rolling their ramp. They be cultivating. That's cute. Okay, so we're getting that Heir Apparents coming, so at least we can start gaining a ton of life here. Gain life. More Heir Apparents. Alright. Lots of life gain. Push our opponent down to 18. So probably 2 turns is what they have at best to stop us. Not sure what our opponent has, but we're going to see if we try to get around this plan. If we can get a red source, we actually can do the great train high shenanigans. We'll see here. Fable Passage, okay. That is a pretty good hit. Because in this way they can play, or they can crack it. The Forest. Gain some more life. Burgeoning, okay. Ooh, Castle Embereth, that's not bad either. Can't play it yet. But opponent's getting their life gain on. Alright. Heir Apparents. Number 4. All the life gain in the world. Nice. Okay, so do we do it now? Pull that back. Gotta start applying pressure. Down to 14. Okay, so plan right now, if we can get the Great Train Heist to do stuff, I think we have a shot at winning. Just gotta wait it out with our opponent here. So we need 5 mana to make this work. They got the Legend of Kuruk, so Avatar card. Scry 2, draw a card. Okay. Burgeoning is annoying, but again, not the worst. Okay, land. Gain some more life, draw a card. Looks like I'm going to try to flip Kuruk quick here. They scry again. Okay. Anything else, opponents? No. Okay. So, from here... Let's see. I think Baylen comes in now. Gain that life. With his ability, tap 2 tokens. Get another Heir Apparent. There we go. All right. Getting everything going. We will Lightning Greaves. 2 tokens. Nice. Tap 2 untap tokens. Here we go. That goes on him. So now we have a hasty little guy here. And he's also protected. Tap 3 more tokens. Draw a card. Okay. Got the Fountain Port. That's good. They get a land drop off of that. That's fine. The Fountain Port's what we really wanted, though. Okay. So now we should be set to go. Baylen cannot be bounced back or anything. So unless they have mass bounce effects, we do have a way of stopping this. So, no attacks. Pass. Okay. Okay, what does Kuruk do again? Whenever you cast a spell, you get to create a spirit token, and they can waterbend to take an extra turn. Okay. That's the only thing we got to worry about, is the exhaust of waterbending. If they can get that off, then we might be dead. Extra turns are always tough to deal with. That means they'd have to waterbend. I mean, that's 20, though, so that's a huge amount. I don't know if they can do it, but we're going to see if we can try to force their hand here in a second. Okay. Trample's good on this. Okay. Opponent's trying. They are trying. Okay, they proliferates. Gain some life. They're still trying to fight everything they can. Rampant growth. Okay. Is that enough, opponents? Okay. So, the plan right now is a great train heist, untap, and get all the pump we need. We might have a shot to push through damage no matter what. If I can get... I'd be more confident right now if I had at least one more red source. But I guess we could use some of our rabbits as kind of like a pseudo way to pump. Well, that is also going to take away from our attack. Heraldic Banner. Okay. Are we done, opponents? On green. Okay. Well, they have a lot of high-powered creatures here. They don't have that much toughness. Okay, so this helps us out a ton here. That gives us a lot of rabbits to work with. Okay, got a lot of life there. Okay. This is our final shot here, so we're just going to do it now. So let's see. That's... 2 untapped. Okay. This should work. I think it should work. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. They're blocking. Okay, so from here... 6. Can we pay that? Oh, maybe I should have pulled back 1 token. Okay, hold on. Actually, I think we can still just do it with it. Okay. Pay the 2. Baylen gets 4 tokens tapped. Okay. Big swing here. And there you go, everyone. Woo! Oh, man, I didn't think we were going to be able to pull off that sneaky win, but we got that win, everyone. That was a good one there. Round of applause for that one. Nice. Okay. Woo! Great train heist actually got in there. Sneaky win. All right, all right. I felt good about that one. Whew, okay. Oh, I'm so relieved. Once again, it was one of those like, wait, did I calculate this wrong? But thanks to Baylen's ability there, we were able to get in at least one good swing with him. I think that was our first one today where we actually got the Baylen aggro win. So, yeah, I'm happy about that one. Okay. So looking at the clock, everyone, we are nearing the end of the stream soon. I know it's going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but I still appreciate you guys all for being here today. So just a quick reminder again, if you do miss any of the streams, don't worry. I always like to try to make an announcement ahead of time, just to at least give you guys an update as to when the next stream is. Usually we do streams on weekends, whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and throughout the week we'll be sprinkling in some shorts. We'll be doing, of course, some fun stuff with our budget deck techs, so check all those out when you can. We all appreciate all of y'all for being here today. Okay, multiversal passage. Alright. So, Bitter Blossom coming in. Okay. Crop rotation. So we're going to sacrifice a Boseiju just to fix ourselves a little bit better here. Oh, wait. Arid Mace. Wait. I misclicked that. Oops. Okay. Not quite what I wanted to do, everyone, but that's okay. I guess we'll just do it this way then. So... Commercial District, then? I messed that up. Okay. That's okay, though. Keep the mountain on top. It's okay. We can still make it work. Let's see here. Elegant Parlor? I think we'll do the Elegant Parlor. We'll Surveil again. Abandon Air Temple. That's not too bad. So it looks like this is just going to be the ramp hand. With Claim Jumper. Ironically, I'd like my opponent to actually have more lands. But if they don't do that, that's fine. Claim Jumper only gets valuable if we can just ramp with it. So, let's see. Play the Plains. Heraldic Banner. On white. We'll go from there. Thanks again for that little bit of hype there. Appreciate that, Noobishly Foolish. Watch the VOD for the part I missed yesterday. The final game with a snatching victory from the jaws of defeat was amazing. Oh, you saw the final victory yesterday? Man, that was a good game. I honestly thought I was really going to lose that game. And then I realized, wait, if I sacrifice enough here, thanks to literally one of my favorite cards, so the bat draining our opponent on top of sacrificing, and I didn't think Peregrine Took from Lord of the Rings actually was going to save me, but his sacrifice ability gave us a massive amount of pump. Card draw, man, I was really shocked at how well that all came together. It was almost too perfect. The perfect come from behind victory. So I love that one. Glad you saw that one. That was a great one. Anybody that missed that one, I'm going to highlight that one in a nice little short coming up soon. Okay, let's get Lush Portico. We'll Surveil. Okay. I guess we don't need any more lands. We don't need the Sacred Foundry. We have plenty of lands at this point. Play the Abandoned Air Temple. Play Heir Apparents. All right, so now we got to do a little bit of ramping. Opponent is going to try to do Dark Leo and Shredder shenanigans. That means they're going to try to ninjutsu way their way in. But they only works with their attacking ninjas to give Death Touch. So it looks like they're going to try here. Okay, opponents. Do we want to actually do anything here? Probably not. I'll let them get their little ninjutsu shenanigans going. Even if I block these, the Fairy Rogue here still gets to go in for free. Okay, they play Oroku Saki. Okay, so they get some more card draw, more ninjas. Okay, we got the Heir Apparents coming. They're coming. Let's play Realm Walker. We will, of course, name Rabbit. So now we can start casting off all of our Rabbit spells. Beautiful. We got one on top. Nice. And here come the Rabbits. Nice. Okay, so we're doing pretty good now. We can start affording now to start swinging. Opponent blocks. Okay, that's fine. And blocks. Okay, that's cute. We lose one Heir Apparent, but that's not a huge deal for us. We do have coming up here the War Leader's Call on the draw, so that'll be a nice little bonus here to give another bit of pump. Foot Elite. All right. Opponent is getting their ninja shenanigans on, and they're swinging. Okay, so for here, we're going to have to start blocking stuff. So they can't ninjutsu or sneak or anything, but at least we get stuff out of the way. Unless our opponent has something here. Shard Mage's Rescue. Okay, that's annoying. But that doesn't help them, really. We still get to block them, so I'll take it. Okay, Feast the Victorious Dead. If one or more creatures dies this turn, you gain that much life and distribute counters. Oh, okay. I forgot this card was a thing. This is actually a really good card, by the way. I probably should play that one more often. Alright, so. But anyway, for now, give ourselves some more pump. We will abandon Air Temple. Give them even more pump, so we got big stuff coming now. Opponents, do you block? Ooh, they do block. Big hit, though. Down to 6 with the go big strategy now. I'll take it. Our opponent here gets at least one free hit with ninjutsu, if they want to. Needlessly foolish, especially after waiting 5 minutes by a turn for your opponent to go off. Yeah, that was just so agonizing. I don't know how I'm going to try to edit that down, but I'm going to try to make it work, where I'm just going to have to deal with their shenanigans there. So, go to 9. But despite how long that turn took, I was so happy, and it was satisfying to actually get the win there. But, having said that, oh, I should have blocked. Okay, well, miscalculated again. It's all good, though, everybody. It's all good. No big deal. Okay, so, I know it's a little bit earlier than anticipated, but we're going to do one more game, everyone. This is the final game coming up here. Win or lose, no matter what happens, we're going to be ending it after this game, everyone. Afterwards, we will do our quick little wrap-up of our deck, the good, the bad, and, of course, the ugly. So we'll then talk about that, and then we'll give you a nice little sneak peek as to what's to come for the future for videos coming up soon. So here we go, everyone. Let's lock in. Can we get the win here? Let's try. Okay, we've got Cavernous Souls. So our Hair Parents at least can be unblockable. Of course, we will name Rabbit. Get our planes going. If we can get at least one green source, then this will be a pretty solid hand. But we'll try. We're playing with Marchesa here. I wanted to build the deck around Marchesa, but we didn't get a chance to do it the first time around on Thunder Junction. Maybe we'll have a shot to do it in the future. Until then, let's Farseek. So let's get out Jetmir's Garden for perfect fixing. Okay. Island. Okay. Opponent, nothing else. Okay, that's fine. So play the planes. We will play... What do we want to play here? Do we start doing it now? I guess we'll start doing it now. Heir Apparent, we're number 1. Can't be countered, opponent, so we can get that off. Heir Apparent number 2. Does this get countered? They do. Okay. It's fine. Not a big deal for us. Marchesa coming in. We are going to have many more Heir Apparents coming in, so that's not a huge deal for us. Rogue's Passage. Realm Walker. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll name, of course, Rabbit. Okay, so we got a land coming, but we are making our Rabbit tokens now. So let's see. Next, if we get this down, War and War Leader also gets to be copied with Offspring, so maybe that might be our best way to get to victory. Okay, so let's see. Marchesa. Committing crimes. Pinging away at us. Okay. What else you got, opponent? 2 mana open. If they have removal, looks like they do. Alright, so be it. That's fine. But that's okay. At least they're tapped out, so that gives us a little bit of a chance right here to do some stuff. So, we'll play our Warren War Leader. Nice. Make our tokens. Let's start getting our pump going. So, pump and pump. Big bunnies. Of course, they'll block the token, but that's fine. We're just trying to push through damage now. Okay, we got Warren Elder coming too. That's actually good. We can go super big here on this next turn, but it all depends on what our opponent plays with their 4 mana. If they tap out again, that's actually good for us. Intimidation campaign. Okay. Pinging us. Is that your opponents? Okay, good. So let's see. Oh, okay, we can play this too. We have options right here. I think I'm still going to try to play the Warren Elder. All right. Big attack. Big bunnies. Do you block opponents? This is lethal. One more final swing with the Warren Elder, giving us another bit of pump. Marchesa is down, and they are down to 1. Okay, opponents. Aw, you already gave up. You knew defeat was coming, and you just decided, I do not want any more of that. So I will take that one. All right. Final game, and that was a final victory for us. So nice way to end it. Short but sweet. Rabbits got us the victory today. All right, nice. Feel good about that one. Okay, so that again was officially the final game, everyone. So we're going to now do our quick little wrap-up, and then we'll end it here in just a few moments. So, Bunny Day, everyone, celebrating it with our Rabbit deck using Baylen. What do you think of the deck overall, everyone? Do you like it? Would you play it in any way, shape, or form? So, if I was to be honest, the Heir Apparent plan is definitely a janky one. It is hilarious when it goes off, but as you kind of saw, the deck, of course, does have some weaknesses that are a little bit tough to address, and it does force you to kind of compromise a little bit of your plan. So the biggest weakness of the deck is if your opponent has Wraths, ways to do mass bouncing, ways to hose you for making tokens like giving them life gain and whatnot, that's where the deck feels kind of sad. Because it is tough to have to get around things that, you know, give your opponent life gain, like Authority of the Consuls, or if they just keep blowing you up or bouncing stuff away, then that means your plan kind of falls apart. You can keep rebuilding as many tokens as you can, but if your opponent has trample creatures, if they have other things that also kind of blow you away, again, that's also going to be tough to deal with. So be aware of that with a deck like this. You can chump block for days with it until they have one big creature or two that can just kind of push through damage through trample effects or flying. So be aware of that if you want to play the deck. Baylen is actually pretty good, but it's one of those decks where you don't need your commander on the field to actually get your wins. We've managed to get quite a few wins today without ever having to cast Baylen. So that's actually one of the sweet things about the deck. Baylen is just mostly just, I think of him as a support piece that helps kind of fix some of the main parts of the deck's issues, i.e. he helps you with mana fixing. With the tokens, you can draw cards. You can start pumping them up if you want to just get a couple of smashes in. But realistically, the best ability on him is just being able to tap tokens to just draw cards. If you can do that, Baylen actually goes a great way to ways to provide you with consistent card draw as you kind of keep pulling out more of your Heir Apparents. And we managed to actually chain together a couple of games where you saw with Baylen out, once we started tapping and then drawing cards, we were able to cast more Heir Apparents, which kept the chain going and drawing even more cards. So that's actually pretty fun. Shoutouts, of course, to the key cards that did help us out today, which was, again, Impact Tremors helping us out there. We got, again, one sneaky one with Great Train Heist, so I definitely now vouch for the card. And then Song of Freyalise also was really good for the deck because we went wide enough where we actually can use this to help us just dump our hand, since we can use all of our creatures as mana dorks. So really good cards overall that helps us out there. We didn't get a chance to do the Raise the Past or Rally the Answer shenanigans, but that's okay. Think of those as, again, just ways to refuel under certain conditions. Now with the upgraded deck, obviously, what else can I say except, you're definitely going to get a lot more value out of a deck that has better land fixing. We were able to actually get quite a few victories with Big Pump, so our banners helped us out there. We actually got to see a little bit of parallel lives going off there, so that was kind of nice. Other cards that helped us out there, that last game there with Warren War Leader, and even cards such as our budget options, such as, what is it? Where's it at? I can't find the card right now. Wait, okay. Where's the card at? I cannot find the card, but you get what I'm trying to say. The cards in this version here still provided us a good amount of value. But yes, hair today, gone tomorrow. That is hilarious, by the way. Okay, so realistically, though, it actually was a fun deck overall. Would I recommend this for other players out there? Definitely if you like gimmicky rabbit decks like this with the Heir Apparent plan, and if you're not sick of it, it's a fun deck. Granted, there's probably a much more streamlined way to do this deck, but the one we did today, again, was meant for thematic reasons and for fun. So if you can find a much more stronger version, more power to you. But if you like our version, I will leave a link, of course, in the details once we're done with this stream in just a few moments. But before we go, for my True Fire friends that have stuck around this far into the stream itself, thanks again for that. So here's a little sneak peek as to what's to come. I think we'll get this deck out most likely Tuesday morning. So Ralph here with his aggro plan. Wait, that's the upgraded version. Ralph aggro is going to be our next deck tech. This is going to go out Tuesday morning. We're going to try to see if we can finish this up tonight. But if I can, assume right now it's going to be Tuesday morning for an aggro deck that's going to go wide. And also try to get in some sneaky wins with some combat damage. So that's going to be the last of our main Ninja Turtle decks. Beyond that, I don't know. Again, I like what the Ninja Turtle cards do, but I'm also kind of over it. So we'll most likely the next couple weekends, we'll be kind of just trying to see if we can circle back around to other Magic cards that I've been wanting to play with, but haven't had a chance to actually build decks around. So we're going to look back at older cards that may be well-themed for future Commander decks, stuff for Brawl specifically. Like, for example, here, I have something I'm just playing around with here. For example, I have this Thurid Pegasus deck. So this is kind of fun because this supports Pegasus, Unicorn, and Horses. So yeah, I thought maybe we can do that. Maybe something silly like that. Or what else we can do? There's obviously a handful of other cards I've been wanting to do, like Feather. I want to see if we can rebuild Feather to see if we can make this work again. Granted, Feather kind of fell off because, you know, Slickshot Show Off is just a better card. But maybe we can get that going again. We'll try that out. Or, I don't know. We'll kind of just see where we go from there. But I will assure you that we are still building some other stuff that I'm just kind of waiting on for future cards that have been revealed from Strixhaven. So we're going to wait on building a new prison deck. I have a new idea for a new burn deck that I actually do want to do. So it's going to be a ritual one that's coming up soon. We do have 2 basically, actually 3 more basically decks to complete. So after the Ninja Turtle deck that comes out Tuesday, the next couple weeks we'll be covering the remaining basically decks until we get to Strixhaven. And of course, once we get to Strixhaven, we're definitely going to start highlighting each of the schools and what they're good at for future deck techs. So that's all coming down the pipeline, and that'll be coming up soon, everyone. But otherwise, that is it for today, everyone. So final shout out to everyone that was here with me in the chat today. So again, shout outs to you, Noobishly Foolish. Thanks again for popping in. Sneaky Toilet, as always, appreciate you being here. Thank you again for Daniel, 1099, 0GD,06X. Thanks again also for popping in for Stingray there, PlayStation. King Dawn also, thanks for popping in as well and being a new follower for the channel. Appreciate all of you guys for being here today. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for today. For those of you also that were watching, I forgot also on X or Instagram there, appreciate you guys also for having your eyeballs on here. Again, replays will be up in just a few moments across all channels. So have a wonderful day, everyone. That's going to be it for today. I got to take care of now a couple more things, so I'll be out for now. But don't worry, we're looking to try again to stream next weekend. I'll let you guys know, of course, on wherever you follow me. But until then, have an enjoyable Easter, Bunny Day, whatever you want to call today. We'll have a chance to do this again very soon. Oh, I forgot. One more thing before we go. I do always want to mention this, as always. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again next weekend, everybody. Later.